Oh crap, that's more zoomed in than I expect. Also, don't worry, I'm wearing short shorts, not totally nude underneath. But yeah, I'm wearing a shirt. Fuck yeah! Actually, did I ever show you? I made this one. It says Queer Envy, but the Y didn't get enough paint, so it's pretty much gone, which is unfortunate. Those of you who don't know, envy is another word for someone who's non-binary. Some people don't like it. I do. Same with queer. It's got a lot of discourse. But yeah, I colored my hair again. I tried to go gray. It's faded out a little bit, but I just picked up some stuff today so that I can keep touching it up. But yeah, I have a photo shoot this weekend. I forget what all I've got mentioned on this channel because, again, it's been a while since I've just had spoons to record, let alone time alone when I can just really just, yammer on in front of a camera in my bedroom because I feel weird doing that kind of thing when someone else is in the house. But yeah, so I forget to mention whether or not I'm in a relationship with my roommate. They were already in a relationship with someone in America. That's a-okay. They talked to that person. Their person's cool with them dating me. So, we're in a bit of a V. So it's me, my roommate / partner now, and their partner. And their partner met me on video chat, and turns out they like me, which is really nice because that's kind of what you hope for in a metamor. That's person that your partner is dating. Got some lingo lessons in there for you, but yeah, it's going pretty well. Persephone is totally recovered from everything she's gone through, and we've introduced her to the other cat, and sure, they hiss at each other and there's been a few scraps, but they're handling it pretty well. Like for cats that don't like each other. Aw, dogs outside. That was adorable. Just a bunch of little noises. Aw. I love having a window that faces the street. I get all the noises of life happening outside. But yeah, so Persephone's really good. She's gotten fatter. We got her fixed. And she's pretty happy with life. Like, she's relaxing. She's doing really well. So, that's good in life. Went through a bit of a rough, busy patch there for a bit and didn't get a chance to really rest, and stress really got piled up, which is why I didn't have the spoons to record until now. But I'm back on the decline for stress and tension levels because I've had a few days where I could just be down and just not do much. And I got to see my mom and got to go out with her for lunch today with her and my little brother, which was really nice. It's nice spending time with them though. But damn, it's weird to kind of like take a half step out of like your normal regular life to go spend time with family and to realize how fucking racist they are. Like, wow. And where like the person I was a few years ago would have pointed out, like, Mom, that's really racist for XYZ reasons. At this point, I'm like, I've had this discussion with my family. They're not going to change their viewpoints. Just keep quiet on it. Or here and there point out, just throw in a little bit of like the way I typically live my life is I'll go through life, people have their own beliefs, and when I can, slip in a bit of communist propaganda where I know it makes sense with their personal viewpoint. So I'm kind of doing the same thing there a little bit, just because, might as well speak the truth and, spill little bits of it where it'll stick in someone's head rather than go on a spiel every time, which, can work as a deterrent. And like different methods for different situations of different people. I'm not saying, you're doing social justice wrong or whatever. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that's what works for me with my family because they just bias, man, and privilege and junk. But it was pretty neat. I got studs. I'm actually wearing lip studs for the first time since I got them pierced. Stud. They're pink opal. I love them so much. They're really nice. And I also got proper gauges. They're like clear holographic-y plastic. So I'm really happy with them and they actually fit perfectly. So I don't have like mismatched fucking like, one spiral in here looped twice, two spirals in here, each looped twice, which is a real pain in the ass to adjust all the time. Now I just like adjust to make sure these aren't going to fall out of my ears because they're the kind where it's just a bit of a like indent where your ear sits rather than like flat and then two bits that come up like the parts that you have to screw together. Like, those are what I stretched up on because they would not fall out, but they got gross really easy. These ones don't get gross really easy, but I wake up and there's always at least one plug missing. But you know, that's just when you go hunting through the blankets. Usually I'll find it like under my pillow or something. And, you know, it's no big, not the end of the world. I don't know whether or not I told you about the haircut. Yeah, I tried to trim my hair and I ended up taking off most of it, but it actually ended up working out for the best because like this is all the hair I have now. It used to be like a mullet where it would be like this long in the front, and then it went to like properly like easily shoulder length in the back, which, as you can imagine, was beginning to look really bad. Like once I brushed it out and like taken a picture and shown it to someone, and I was like, "Hey, is this good to you?" They're like, "Oh no, 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 you have to cut that." And I was like, "Yeah, thank you," because I've been trying to talk that person, like, because what I do is like I'll suggest ideas to people and bounce it off of them until they stop saying it's a dumb idea. And which really helps me minimize the dumbassery of my own choices. And it helps me like explore doing it in a less dumbass way. And, you know, then I can also convince my friends to be on board with the idea. That's just kind of how I go about life. And I was discussing it with that person, and I finally convinced them, yeah, you need to do something about that. And I ended up accidentally goofing it because I just knew I had to fix it. I was so stressed because my haircut's becoming worse and worse and worse over time. And if I thought about it for 10 more minutes, I might not have botched it. But now everything's about the same length, so it'll grow out really well. And I'm really excited. And then bleaching it totally fucked up the texture of my hair, so I bought this hot oil treatment. I've still got half of it left in the fridge. From Lush. It was really nice. It was called Damaged. And it works so well. And I picked up a Karma soap for the first time in like a year and a half or something. No, wait. Well, it's been a while since I had Karma, actually. I don't know, probably 6 months-ish at this point since I've had Karma. I don't know. It's hard to quantify the last year of my life. It's been wild and busy and very full of change. Oh, we got a guest appearance. A guest appearance. Oh, say hi. Say hi to the camera. This is Percy. Oh, no. Aww. The camera can't give you pets, Percy. Look at this. No, wait. Get away from camera. Away from the camera. Don't bump the camera again. There we go. But yeah, Persephone is doing so well. She's gotten fatter. She's gotten softer. It was clear that in her last home she was malnourished and not being very well cared for because of how much she's flourishing now, being spoiled with love. Like, if you'll just tolerate. No. Come on. I've got her laying down. I'm giving her the pets. She loves face scritchies and chest scritchies, and she's got so much fluff there too. Her tummy and her little teats are deflating, which is really great. Like, they've been gradually deflating this whole time, which is nice. Oh, she's so pretty. But yeah, that's pretty much what's up with my life. Oh, photo shoot. I totally glossed over that. So my roommate found this post on Instagram of someone who owns a photography studio reaching out. Oh, did you see that? She asked me for a pet by patting with her paw. Face pats. Face kisses. But yeah, and they were asking about that, and they were like, email me at this email and tell me your story. So I went there, and I forget exactly what I typed, but I shared, you know, the gist of my journey. And the funny thing is, if you had asked me about my transgender journey at like 3 to 6 month intervals since I realized I was trans, it would be an entirely different story. So it's interesting to get to explore that and see how am I going to phrase this now with the perspective that I have. I'm sorry, I can't deny her. I just got home like 40 minutes ago, and most of that time was spent like cooling down from being outside in the heat because it's been killer. Oh, yeah. When Percy's being pet and she's happy, she tries to knead the air. Notice she's kneading the air right now. It's so cute. Let me just, oh shit. Okay, fuck it, we're doing it live. So yeah, I have a fucking photo shoot because she emailed me back and she said, hey, here's the scheduling fucking link for my website. And I'm sorry, Percy's being cute with the cord. No, don't bite it. Don't bite it. Don't bite the cord. Don't bite it. See, look at this. She's asking for this all the time. I'm sorry, I'm going to show you my cat. But yeah, she offered a free makeup artist, and she sent me this survey, this link survey thing for her website again. And well, I filled it out, and it asked, like, what kind of vibe are you wanting to emulate with this? And like, oh shoot, hold on, bad angle. Um, and I couldn't think of a particular thing. So I put in the intersection of David Bowie and Acid Betty. Cause like, that's kind of what I was going for. Cause like, or no, was it? Yeah, it was David Bowie and Acid Betty. Because like that whole aesthetic from like the 80s of like super punk, fucking with gender kind of situation, like edgy, like Golden Bowie era. Like that's kind of what I was hoping to go for. And like Acid Betty, I love that look. I've been told sometimes, like by friends, that I have similar bone structure. Percy, stop pulling my power cord. And I love Acid Betty's looks, and like their whole concept going towards drag and fashion and style and art. I swear to God, there, fixed it. Thank you, thing of hair color. I love their looks and I love their style. And like when you Google Acid Betty, about the first 6 images in that Google search is exactly what I go for. And on a day-to-day basis, I've really been pulling my style towards like the edgier, the more alien, the more weird, the more ethereal and unreal looking. And I'm realizing that for me, the further I take my aesthetic away from looking human or like traditionally like human beauty, the more I move away from that, the more comfortable I feel. And I realize the more alien I look, the farther away I get from gender. And I love that because that's exactly what I'm going for. Like the genderlessness of being like a genderless alien, or like, like people looking at me and just kind of getting like a vibe of ethereal fae rather than being like, oh, they're a dude, oh, they're a chick. It's like, no, I'm a fucking alien. And it's like, and I don't know, I love the idea of making people take me as I am rather than getting to pigeonhole me into whatever box they want. Like people ask me their gender when they like my gender out of nowhere. And I can tell that's just so they're figuring out, how do I categorize you in my brain? How do I set the expectations? So if I can set the expectation at bold of you to even assume I'm human, they're forced to like be open-minded to the rest of who I am. And it's not just gender-wise, because I am an unusual person. Some people take some getting used to me. For some, I'm an acquired taste just because I'm so goddamn eclectic. So it's like, that feels like the most authentic representation of myself. And I'm kind of really digging it. Like, I think I'm beginning to home in on like what really makes me feel vibrant, what really makes me like feel like me. And that's been a fucking hell. That's been a really nice thing to get to explore and get some decided point on. And like kind of getting an understanding of, oh, that's why I like that aesthetic, will help me build like my wardrobe and my makeup and my aesthetics. That's right. Getting back into makeup, buying products I actually love to make sure I use them. I got a foundation that matches my skin tone 100% for the first time in my life. Even Fenty was slightly off, but like this stuff, it matches perfectly, and it's some CoverGirl ass shit. I got the 24-hour long sportwear shit because I know I sweat and I know I get greasy, and it's perfect shit. I love it. Thank you, CoverGirl. Don't know if I have it in here actually, but I'd show you. But yeah, so making some aesthetics discoveries. And I'm figuring out what I'm going to do, because next week I'm going to have the place to myself, because my roommate is going to Ontario, not Ottawa, I've been there, with their mom, because their mom's getting a surgery. It's all going to be good. They're both looking forward to it, because it's more of one of those like improve your life and health comfort surgeries rather than you're going to die if you don't get it sort of surgeries. Oh, and one little bright note from this week that was really nice. So I went to that health forum in November. If you've been following my channel, you probably remember. I got an email like 2 days ago about the fact that they have released the report and that they've released the videos that they took from the health forum. And And it's all online now. And like I read through the report and it basically went through like the information they got, what they found matters. And I made a suggestion topic for the fishbowl discussion groups. No, wait, not the fishbowl was something else actually. I was also in that. A clip in the video shows me in it. A clip of the video shows me full face, by the way, discussing with people. But one of the topics, I think it had, like, there were, like, they had these giant pieces of paper from, like, school where you could get, like, the roll of paper from school. It was like that shit. And they had different categories on them, and people were welcome to put down their own discussion topics, and everyone selected a location for theirs. So I threw down my discussion topic, which was the intersection of mental health discrimination and LGBT discrimination in the healthcare field and shit. And it was a really interesting discussion, and the poster that was thrown together from that, because like each table got some poster board and we were supposed to like put down the shit that we were coming up with, the concerns, the ideas, the suggestions. We threw it all down there. And that was used as the example for that exercise. Mine. I have a screen cap on my phone with it outlined in like shitty, like finger drawn, like box, like, hey, this was my suggestion sent to my friends. And like my face shows in the video a bunch of times. I'm the only person there with purple hair. Dark purple hair and ringlets. So, and I'm very visible, and it's so weird looking at that video and just my first thought thinking, oh God. Because like I was doing some gender blending at the time, and I was being really courageous at the time and like presenting femme, because I was still like really nervous about presenting femme, because by that point I knew that when I'm dressing femme, I'm taken as a trans woman, and they are 4 times more likely to get physically assaulted than most other LGBTs. Intersection of race ignored, because that's its own situation. But like the worst part is like, God, it's actually really hard, because as soon as I started transitioning, I realized that testosterone is going to make me look like a man, but I still like being feminine. So I knew one day people would think I'm a trans woman, and I knew one day I would get assaulted. That's right. I'm taking this in a serious direction, because you know what? This is something I've had on my mind. Because trans men are more likely to get sexually assaulted, but trans women are more likely to get physically assaulted. And I've been to groups, I've been to support groups, I've talked to people within my community, and every single trans femme person I've talked to has a story of getting physically assaulted, or beaten, or just hit by a passerby, or just cornered and harassed because they dared to wear a skirt one day. I didn't get that kind of treatment. I was alienated as a trans man. I had people staring at me like I was gross, or like I was some embarrassing child playing dress up, when people thought I was just a girl trying to be a boy, when people just thought I was a butch, when people just thought I was just a young boy. I never got those kinds of looks. But now, when I'm not wearing breasts, because I gave away my last bra, I gave that away. And so when I go out without breasts, with stubble, with shadow, when I go out wearing dresses and shorts and crop tops and heels, and I go out, I know what the world sees me as. And it's not even what I am. And I know the world hates me for it. I see the looks in people's eyes. And what used to be reflexive questioning or disapproval is now reflexive disgust. It's reflexive hate for what people think I am. Reflexive hate for trans women that I have the privilege of seeing, because the world is assuming things of me and hating me for it. As you can imagine, I'm very angry about this, because I'm sick and tired of it. I'm sick of it. It makes me angry every time I see the disgust and loathing in someone's eyes for me, because I know that's probably my sisters out there receiving that and more. I know that every time I go out and I'm not acting timid, when I'm not acting afraid, when I'm not acting like the anxious wreck I feel inside, people hate me. People get angry. People get disgusted. There are people who actively, openly show appreciation and attraction until I move a certain way, until I open my mouth, and I see how much they would hurt me if they could. It makes me so angry, because I know I'm not getting the brunt of that. I know that people I love and people I know are getting that all the goddamn time, and I hate it, because I know now I will too. because I'm not going to change. I'm not going to dress more masculine. I'm not going to put myself back in the closet just for cis people to like me, just for people I don't know to like me, and I don't need them to like me. But I never know which one of them will follow me out of a store. I don't know which one of them will follow me down the sidewalk. There are times that I'm scared that I get off the bus and a bunch of people get off me and one of them's glaring at me and I'm scared of going down a side street that's faster to where I'm going because I don't know what that person will do to me once he has me alone. I don't know what to do if I needed help, if I'm lost, who I could approach. It scares me. People hold me at a distance as a stranger. People like side-eye me and like get away from me. But the moment I act friendly, they warm right up to me. I'm seeing so much unconscious bias that shouldn't be directed towards me, but that I'm now getting. And I'm not mad at that. I'm mad that it exists. Nothing should have changed. Not a damn thing. Between me being a trans man and me being a trans woman, I should not have experienced a change in how the public treats me. And I had to talk about it. And you all need to know. Because I can't talk about this. I cannot easily share how much this upsets me, how much it hurts and scares me. And 2 years ago, when I realized I would look like a trans woman, I was terrified, and I hoped that day wouldn't come. And then that day at a doctor's office, when a trans woman thought I was trans femme, and I let her know that I wasn't, and she showed solidarity with me in the way that she could, because we were discussing things and fashions and stuff. And when she found out I wasn't a trans woman, all she said was, for us, it's a one-way street. It's a one-stop shop. E takes care of most things. You guys have it really hard. And I was like, yeah, the surgeries really sucked. And she showed solidarity with me because of who she saw me as. And that's the only time that kind of confusion has happened that didn't result in something disgusting. Most of the time it's just, oh, I thought you were a trans woman. Yeah, testosterone's really powerful. And then they look at me as if asking, what was your secret? How did you achieve it? And I'm just like, testosterone does a lot. You never know who's trans. But every time I have this conversation with them, they think, oh, I know what's trans. I know better than you. I know what you are. And y'all need to realize you don't know shit. You could be talking to someone that you assume is cis. You don't know if they're trans. You might be talking to who you think is a trans woman. Maybe they're a trans man. You might be talking to a trans man. Maybe they're a trans woman. You don't fucking know. And you need to look at the biases you have. Because the biases inside you reflect the bias of those around you. And you may think, well, others may be, but I'm not. But every single person on this planet tells themselves that. And I don't want to see any of you going out and looking at people the way that people look at me. Because that has been the most frustrating and painful part of all of my fucking transition. Is seeing loathing in people's eyes. Is seeing disgust. Is seeing rage sneaked behind my back when they think I'm not looking, glaring at me. Sneering at me. I engage them in conversation, they ignore me. Throwing their bags on the seat so I can't sit beside them on the bus when I have a fucking cane. Kind of BS. Trans women have it hard. Don't prove they don't. Don't pretend they don't. Because you will literally never understand. And, yeah, so every time I leave the house, most of my clothes are feminine because it's summer. So I've got short shorts. I've got crop tops, dresses, skirts, that sort of thing. And I like dressing feminine. And this is the first time in my life it's been a negative thing for me to be a woman. It's the first time the world's been angry at me for seeing me as a woman. Well, that's not true. The world hates women, but I'm sick and tired of this. I'm so mad. I can't stop talking about this. It makes me so angry. So I'm just going to keep being a gender fuck. I found the perfect word for my take on gender and my approach to it, and it's gender chaotic. Because it's true. My gender, it's confusing to me, and it's confusing to everyone else, and I revel in it. I relish it. I love my gender for the confusing pile it is, because I can. And other people try to quantify it, and I just gotta tell them, I'm me. I'm the best of both. Take me as I am. And they do. And it's awesome. because people get to know me only as me. The gender chaotic, confusing person that people can't get enough of. People can't get enough of me when they get talking to me. People can't help but like me when I'm trying to get close to them and like them too. So if you really think I don't know the difference between people, like, and I know the difference between, people's bitch face and then they look at you and looking at you in that expression. I know what it's like to not like to be liked and not be liked. I know that difference. I grew up not liked, honey, and I've never faced such public rage. I've never ever faced such anger at my existence that I have every single day for the last 3 months. Every day I go outside. Every time I leave the house, I pay attention to the people around me, as I do. I'm a person with anxiety, and it's a responsible thing as an adult to be aware of the people around you. And I've been trans for years, so I've been looking over my shoulder, watching out the corner of my eye. Since I was homeless, I got better at it, because you do have to do that. And never before, because I'm confident about it now. Because, before I was terrified, I was scared. And when I acted scared when I went out, once I went out with my ex and I was dressed full femme, and this woman approached us, and she was like, "You two are so lovely and sweet, and your boyfriend, he looks so good." And I was like, "Not sure what I'm going for. It's a feminine day, but thank you." That I got that kind of response, or people just ignoring me when I acted scared. But the fact that I'm acting confident, the fact that I'm holding my head high with back straight, walking through the world like I deserve to be here. Because I do that now. I make a point of doing that because your brain sees the way you treat yourself and it learns from that example and it creates a baseline. So if you ever want to, find a man that treats you better, start by treating yourself first. And then your brain will learn to have better standards, and then you hold men to higher standards and you find one that makes you happy. So I've been trying to learn to love myself. And only now has the hate and disgust come out. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to all the trans women I know and love and admire. And I'm so sorry to the trans women of this world. I'm so sorry for what you go through. Man. And I gotta play nice. The worst thing is, the worst fucking part of this is that I cannot react how I want to. Because people won't apply that label to gender chaotic Faye Beckett. They're going to apply that label to all trans women. If I were a trans woman, it would be one thing. I'd be a woman defending herself. But as it is, the way people see me makes my actions, in their head, my actions would be speaking for the community, not for myself. So if I say, "Hey, have I done something to you?" You're looking at me all angry I can't say that. Because if I provoke a fight, if I provoke an argument, people will see an angry trans woman. So I can't even take responsibility for my own actions in this sort of situation, because when you're in a minority, you have to be perfect. You have to do everything to avoid a fight, so that when the police come, they don't say, "Well, you asked for it, you instigated it, we're bringing you in too." When you get assaulted, you have to do everything perfect to avoid it. Otherwise, you brought it upon yourself. In the minds of bystanders, in the minds of people who don't know you, in the minds of people who do know you, in the minds of the police, in the minds of the people you're fighting with. If a conflict started, I'd have to be perfect. And no matter what I did, in their eyes, my actions would be speaking for someone else that I'm not, but they think I am. It's fucked. It's fucked. That part of being a minority, I really fucking hate. Because my actions shouldn't speak for anyone but myself. And I'm in a position where my actions would speak for literally anyone but me. Yeah, that's what's on my mind. But yeah, life's pretty good. I'm decompressing, and people glare at me like I'm the Antichrist. By the way, Good Omens from Amazon, watch it. It's that fucking good. It's so good. I loved it so much. I marathoned it beginning to end with a single food break, and 1.5 hour brain refresh bathroom break situation. It was that good. I was up till 4 a.m. watching it. It was so good. Watch Good Omens. It is so good. And respect trans women. You know what? Listen to people's experience. And when they say, I go through this, when they say, I get assaulted walking down the street, and you think, that's impossible. I would never. I can't imagine. You'll never get the chance that I have to step into someone else's shoes and see if it's true, to see if the little things they're talking about are true, if the big things they're talking about it are true. You'll never get a chance to see. I have. And they're right. They're right. Everything trans women say about their experience is true. If you needed me to double check it for you, you suck as a person, but hopefully you'll believe me. Because damn, there's no way of knowing what a group goes through until you've lived it for yourself. There is no way of knowing. No way. You are so stupid compared to these people's experiences with their own lives. Man. Tell a trans woman you love her today, all right? And protect trans women. They deserve so much better. Be good to yourself, moisturize your hair, respect trans women. Drink that juice. I'ma sign off. Catch you later. Bye.